I'm Venkat, a cloud support engineer here at the AWS office in Bangalore. Today I'm going to show you how to connect an AWS Lambda function to an Amazon DynamoDB table when the Lambda function is deployed in Amazon Virtual Private Cloud. Let's get started.
First, make sure that you have already created a DynamoDB table and written some data to it. You also need an existing VPC and a gateway endpoint for the DynamoDB in that VPC. Now let's create the Lambda function. Complete these steps. Navigate to the Lambda console. In the navigation pane, select Create Function. Choose Author from Scratch. Enter the function information. Enter a name for your function. Choose a runtime. For this example, I'll use Python 3.12. For architecture, select 64-bit. Under Advanced Settings, turn on the VPC option and then select your VPC that has the gateway endpoint configured. For subnets, select only the private subnets in your VPC. For security groups, you can use the default for now. On the function details page, go down to the code editor and replace the default code with the sample. This Python code retrieves an item from the DynamoDB test table. Make sure to replace the table name and key values with your own. For the test to succeed, the Lambda execution role needs permission to access DynamoDB. You can add the permissions through the Lambda console. To do so, follow these steps. Select the recently created Lambda function, navigate to the Configuration tab, locate the Permissions section, modify the execution role, identify the AWS Identity and Access Management role that's assigned to this function. Edit the role to include the appropriate DynamoDB permissions. After you have entered the code and made appropriate changes to the role, choose Deploy. You can then test the function from the console. And now you know how to connect a Lambda function to a DynamoDB table when the Lambda function is deployed in an Amazon VPC.
Thanks for watching and happy cloud computing from all of us here at AWS.